Hi everyone. In this video, I want to show you how you can move from Dynamo nodes to code blocks and finally into Python. I think this will be useful to understand how Dynamo nodes behaves and how to slowly move from visual programming into proper coding. So first of all, let's start with variables. The three most important variables are that we can use on a daily basis are integers like numbers, strings, text, and Boolean or true and false. Code blocks, which can be accessed by double-clicking on the canvas, can store numbers, text between quotation marks, or Boolean values, just typing true or false. And Python, on the other side, to store a variable which is an integer, you just type out equal and the number. To store a text, you just use again quotation marks. And for Booleans, you need to use the true and false with capital F, capital uppercase F or uppercase T. The normal Python node has lots of information in it, but all you need at this stage is just these two lines, and this is just a comment which you can also remove and then just keep the output. So having seen these variables, the first node that I want to explore is list.create. This node takes a number of items and combine them into a list. So for example, we can have string that we can copy 3 times. And we'll spit out the list with the 3 items. In terms of code blocks, you can basically, to create a list, you can start opening a square bracket and then typing the inputs that you want. So in this case will be the same. Or you can directly type these values separated by a comma. Python is very much similar to a code block. So the only difference is that you cannot rename the inputs. So you press the plus button to create as many inputs as you want. And then in here, you can use the same syntax that we use in the first code block. So you can create a variable called A, a variable called B, and assign the input values, the content of each input, and then create a list of A, B, C. Or you can remove all the inputs and then type text three times or as many times as you want, and this will create the same list. The last node that I will show you in this video is list dot GetItemAtIndex, and what it does, it's from a list, it extracts one item. Okay, and the index of the list is this numbering with a gray background, and not to be confused by the content of the list. To do it in a code block, again, you need an input, which is, you can call it simply A, and then you type the index item in square brackets. So this will give me 1. If I type 2, 2, and if you go out of range, you will get this error. In Python, again, it's the same. So you can have this list, and in here, you can directly say input 0, which is this input, and then item 1. Or you can create a variable called a and assign the value of the input, and then just type a.